Happy Wednesday. I feel like this week is going by fast, but also slow. So I wanted to hop on here this morning and talk about a comment that I got yesterday on my video that I posted. And it was the sweet woman who was saying that she, I believe it was a woman, if I remember the name correctly. If not, then I apologize. But she was saying how she has been on Mounjaro 5 milligrams, I believe for 3 weeks now, and that she's only lost 10 pounds. And she was asking if she should be doing better, if she should be losing more. And I am absolutely not a doctor in any way, shape, or form. But what I do know is that everybody is different. And I also know that comparing ourselves to others is really hard not to do, but it's also really tricky because it can kind of mess with our mindset. And I was trying to figure out how to properly respond to her in a way that would be validating, because I have been there too. If you guys have been there from the beginning of this journey, you know that I kind of felt the same way in the beginning, that I was only losing a certain amount of weight and I thought I should be doing better and all of this stuff. So I 1,000% get the mindset. So I wanted to be validating, but I also wanted to be encouraging. And in me writing out my comment, it made me realize and think about how damaging the word only is. And I made a little TikTok about this because in the moment I was thinking about it. And I feel like us as a society, people who are on weight loss journeys, need to get rid of and ban the word only when we're talking about our success and mainly our weight. Because I feel like the word only kind of takes away from all of the hard work that we've put in. Oh, well, it's only 10 pounds. It's only 5 pounds. It's only, whatever. I've only lost blank. And that word can be so detrimental because when you hear that, you think it means that it's not enough. It was only this, which means it was less than, or it wasn't significant, or it wasn't good enough. And that's such a bad word to use to measure your success. Just like I told her in the comments, 10 pounds is amazing, 1 pound is amazing, 5 pounds is amazing. We need to retrain our brains to stop thinking that these low numbers, and 10 pounds is not low. Like, that's another thing I did because I wanted her to really visualize just how much she lost, is I went on Google and I typed in what is 10 pounds equivalent to. And I'll tell you the same thing I told her in the comments. I found things like a standard home vacuum cleaner, a sack of potatoes, a bag of flour, a medium-sized bowling ball. Like, picture carrying those things around on your body all day and then being able to take them off or put them down at the end of the night. Like, you would feel so much lighter and probably so much better and so much happier. And you lost that. You lost a medium-sized bowling ball. Like, that is incredible. And I think when you put something tangible next to the weight, it kind of makes it more like, oh, like, that is indeed a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And so I really think that if you're struggling to think that what you have lost is not a lot, or if you feel like you don't see any progress but the scale is moving, or whatever the case is, like, challenge yourself to go on Google and type in, you know, what is blank pounds equivalent to, and it might put it in like a different type of perspective for you. Because when I did it that first time and it said that I had lost, what was it? Either, I think it was like 2 like full-size watermelons or something. Like, I really was like, whoa, like, that's heavy, like, that's a lot. Or I don't remember what it was, but still, like, that's incredible. And like, I did that, and that's what I was trying to say to her. Like, you lost that bowling ball, you lost those sack of potatoes, like, you put the work in to lose those things. So let's change our mindset from I only lost 10 pounds to I lost 10 pounds, because you did. You did. And there's no reason why the word only should discredit all of the hard work that you have done. That's kind of my thought on it. It can be a very damaging word, like I said, because it just makes it sound like, well, only, like it's not good enough. It's not enough. It's not good enough for you. And like, you are good enough. 10 pounds is good enough. 5 pounds is good enough. 1 pound is good enough. Like, it's going to come. If you are, one thing I have learned on this journey, this specific journey, because I have been on a health journey like every single day of my life, basically since I was young, is that it does not need to be all or nothing. That's what I'm really truly taking from all of this, is that it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be, if I'm gonna work out, I need to work out until I'm sweating and shaking, and it needs to be over an hour, and I need to be sore in the morning. No, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that I am, you know, being so strict with myself that I can't even lick my fingers after I don't know, like, touch a food I'm not supposed to have. Like, it, and for some people, because I will say this, in the past, in the midst of my food addiction, if I even tasted something slightly that I would, you know, tend to binge on, it would trigger me and I would binge. So that I understand. Food addiction and eating disorders are really complicated when it comes to this, but in my experience right now, since being on the Mounjaro, it really is switching the way that my brain views that type of stuff. So like, all or nothing for me, it doesn't have to be that I need to fully 100% stay away from all of the bad foods and my bad foods, like my trigger foods. I allow myself to have chocolate. I allow myself to have a good night like I did that Saturday night, and have barbecue and have carbs and all that stuff. And then now, because of this medicine, I'm able to jump right back on track the next day, instead of sitting in that guilt that I ate bad and then just allowing myself to basically binge until that satisfactory, like, outweighs the guilt, if that makes any sense. So that's another thing I'm learning too, is that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to put so much pressure on ourselves. One little small change today and tomorrow and the next day will snowball into big changes. And it's taken me a really long time to realize that, and it's taken me, honestly, the Mounjaro to, like, truly be able to have the mental space to acknowledge that two things can coexist at the same time. Having an eating disorder and wanting to be healthy can coexist at the same time. And that might sound strange, but it's true. And I'm allowing myself to have these things that I know used to trigger me in the past, because I feel confident in this exact moment to know that they're not going to trigger me again. I will say this, I'm not sure how I would feel if I went out and bought McDonald's or Taco Bell, or even if I had like the fries and chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. I don't know. That might be the trigger, and that might be what kind of pushes me back into like a binge type thing. But I don't even have the slightest craving for any of those things. And again, that's another thing that Mounjaro has like psychologically done for me, is I just don't have any sort of want at all for those specific things, which is wild to me because that's basically what I lived off of. And another thing I said back in my comment to this person was that since January 23rd, I have completely cut out fast food. Again, as far as the McDonald's and, that type of stuff. Even like Subway. And I truly think that that has something to do with my, like, success in all of this. Because I am probably consuming hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of calories less than I was before this medication. And I can't even like picture anymore how I would feel if I ate like basically this is what I used to get from McDonald's. I used to either get 2 double cheeseburgers and like a 4-piece chicken nugget and a large fry, a drink, and usually a McFlurry. Now, I never was able to finish all of it, but I would always felt like I needed all of that just in case I wanted it. Or I would get a quarter pounder with cheese, a large fry, a drink, a McFlurry. And now, and of course, every time I would eat it, I would feel like absolute shit. Now I can't even like, going back to thinking how bad I felt is enough for me to want to stay away from it. Like, I don't want to feel like that again, and I'm genuinely scared that if I did eat that I would like get violently ill. Like, I can't imagine how my body right now would respond to food like that. And that's also helping me stay like away from it and not crave it, because I know that yes, it might taste good for the moment that I'm eating it, but it is going to make me feel so incredibly sick afterwards that like that is not worth it. Not worth it in the slightest bit to me. So that's something that also has kind of helped me along like this time, is like noticeably seeing how much better my body feels. Not even because of the weight that I've lost, just because of what I'm putting into my body. I don't feel as inflamed. I don't feel like I have as much like brain fog. And I know it's because I'm feeding my body with better things. Like, that's just science, baby. You know what I mean? But I did, like I said, wanted to acknowledge that comment, because I think we all have been there before. We're feeling like what you're doing isn't enough. And I just want that person to know, and anybody else that's watching this, that it is enough. No matter what you're doing is enough. And if you don't feel like it's enough, reevaluate. Assess what you're doing. Are you just taking the medicine and kind of sticking to the same eating habits? Like, really kind of peel back those layers, but also give yourself grace and give it time. Because like I said, if you've been here from the beginning, you know that that's exactly how I felt as well. And look at me now. I am 39 pounds down. Like, give the medication and your time and your body and all this stuff time to work. We all didn't get to be this size and in this position overnight. So we can't expect ourselves to become perfect and, you know, like lose all of this weight and all this stuff overnight. And again, I know it's hard to not compare yourself to other people's success, but everybody is so different. Like everybody and everybody is so different that it only hurts us when we compare. So please just remember that everything you're doing is enough, and throw that word only away. You know, like it's not a good word for our mindset, for anybody on a health journey. I mean, I guess on a weight loss journey, wellness journey, any type of journey, don't discredit your success and your, I can't think of the word, dedication or your hard work, because it is enough. So have a great Wednesday. That is my TED Talk. Thanks for coming to it. And oh, by the way, I think I've figured out what I'm gonna do for the 75 hard videos. Let me know in the comments if you think that it's like smart or not. I really don't want to stop these morning chats because like I personally love doing them. I like using this as like my little like diary. It helps me clear my mind. So I'm thinking for the next like 75 days or so, which, by the way, it's not exactly going to be 75 days. I think I figured out it's going to be like 67 days because we go to my sister's bachelorette party at the end of June, and I am not going to be following any of my, you know, in bed by 10 and all of that stuff while I'm enjoying my sister's bachelorette party. So pretty sure it's like 68 days, 67 days, something like that. But I'm still just calling it 75 hard. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to upload in real time every morning, my little car chit chats. But then I'm also going to upload at night, like how my day went with 75 hard. So like today I'll film my 75 hard day, and then tomorrow night I'll upload that, or tomorrow afternoon, or like whenever. So basically you'll get like 2 videos a day from me, I think. So like tonight I should be uploading a update about how my 75 hard day went yesterday. Does that make sense? Hope it makes sense. But the plan right now is to get probably 2 videos out a day, one in real time, which will basically always be my driving videos. Those are always in real time because these are easy to just edit. And then the 75 hard video will be sometime later on in the day, whether it be, you know, afternoon or evening. So that's the plan. Let me know how you feel. I just don't think that I have the mental capacity or honestly the phone space to put together one long video of all of the 68, 67 days. So that is the plan. Let me know what you think.